Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Spotlight training from the Great Voice Company. I'm your host, Susan Berkley, and we're going to talk business tonight, the business of voiceover, your voiceover business, because that's what makes the wheels go round, right, Donna James, at our support
Absolutely.
desk in
Hi, everybody.
Magnolia, Texas. Nice to see you. Any other team members with us this evening?
That is an excellent question. Let's see. I think I do not see, I do not see Deborah. She
Okay,
may have something else going on this evening.
there you go.
I am looking to see if I don't see Mark. I don't see,
Okay. Well,
nope,
you and I are enough for
it's
a
just
party.
us.
We're enough
Absolutely.
for a party.
We sure are.
More
We
than
sure are.
enough. So nice to see all of you tonight. I'm naming this training How to Go from Sometimes to Full-Time Voiceover Artist, because I know that's what a lot of you guys want. So let's get into it. And if you've never been to one of our Spotlight trainings before, would you come in and tell us in the chat so we can welcome you if this is your first time? And if you've been here before, well, you don't need to say anything. Okay, Donna. We always
Oh,
loved,
we
oh,
got
it's
Brenda.
Brenda.
We got, hi, Brenda.
Yeah, hi, Brenda. Listen, we always love to have old friends here with us. And Joshua, great to see you. Kathy
Hey.
Stanley, welcome.
Hey,
People a
it
little,
just took a minute.
little slow on the
Hi,
chat. Also,
Teresa.
Teresa, good to
Hi,
see you
Damien.
guys. Yeah, here we go.
Stan
Indianapolis
in
Stan.
Indianapolis. All right.
Yeah. Oh, look at
Leon.
this. Here they come.
David. Hi. Oh, hi, David Mitchell's not new. Hi.
Anyway, it's
Hi,
great to see
David.
you all here tonight, first time or otherwise, because in our time together, we're going to talk about how to master the business side of voiceover so you can quickly grow without getting confused, stuck, or getting it wrong. Okay, so it's for you. If you're starting out, you want to have a real professional voiceover business, not just a hobby, and you want to have customers who buy from you again and again. You want to understand the nitty-gritty back office stuff so you can do it right, stay organized, even if you've got a creative mind. Present yourself like a true voiceover professional your customers can trust, because trust is the name of the game, Donna James. This is for you if you're just starting out. Yes, you newcomers, you're in the right place. You want to have a real profitable voiceover business, not just a hobby. You want to have customers who buy from you again and again. Yes, it is absolutely possible in voiceover. Understand all that nitty-gritty back office stuff so you can do it right. Stay organized, even if you have a creative mind, and present yourself like a true voiceover professional that your customers can trust. So, why listen to me? Well, I am the signature voice of City. I have been I was the voice of AT&T for many years. Come from a radio background. I was on the Howard Stern show for a while. I am a working professional voice talent. I've done this for over 30 years. I do voiceovers every day, and I founded greatvoice.com to help you because that's what makes the world go round. It's really wonderful to work with you guys, and I've helped launch thousands of successful careers. And I've written a few books too. One of them is Voiceover Secrets Exposed, who I know a lot of you guys have. Also, Speak to Influence, How to Unlock the Hidden Power of Your Voice. And I've been featured in major media like New York Times, CNBC, and ABC News. And Donna, before we go any further, I want to remind people that we just completely overhauled our website at greatvoice.com. Why you should go there? Well, there are all kinds of resources, success stories, a clear menu of everything that we offer. You can get to meet our team. I've got photos, I've got bios for all our team members, and of course, our calendar of events. So
Mhm.
next time,
Calendar updated. Yes.
yeah,
Everything's up to date.
it totally is. So, if you want to go on over there, you really can learn, do a deep dive and learn about what we're all about
Mhm.
and all
And
the
the
reasons.
landing page for our members with the links to Customer Hub and Speak to Perform for those people who are members of that program right from the website. So you only have to
Absolutely.
bookmark one page to get everything you need.
There you go, Donna. Absolutely. And also want to remind you, we do a podcast. It's free. It's on all the podcast players. So anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts, we've got 22 episodes, and they're not me going blah, blah, blah. I'm actually coaching members of the Great Voice community on every single podcast. I coach two people. So when you listen, you're getting a free masterclass in voiceover technique. I spend about 20 minutes with each participant. We do a real deep dive, and there are tons of takeaways and lessons that you will learn. Yep, so that's a great thing to know about too. Now, this is the audience participation part of the program, guys. So pay attention, find the chat, because I want to know which of these is you. Write the number in the chat. Are you, and let me put them all up here first, and then you can tell me which is you. Are you a disorganized creative? Are you clueless about invoices and past due accounts? Do you even know what an invoice is? Are you worried about client agreements? Are you puzzled about whether or not you need to incorporate? Are you stymied and confused by price sheets? Are you nervous about keeping in touch and afraid to make a pest of yourself? Are you confused about your voiceover website? So come in the chat right now, write the number that
I'm
you'd like
seeing some 1 through 7s. I'm seeing some yeah, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, some people who aren't a disorganized creative, lots of all of the above, some somewhats. 2 through 6, lots of those 2 through 6, 2 through 7. Yep,
to. Jim wrote that
absolutely.
28. Is
28, I
that
think.
is that what if you
Is that what
wise
all of that
guys?
adds up to? That's awesome.
I made up that term disorganized creative. I need to write a book.
It
Help.
is really
It
good.
really is. It's hard to have an organized for there to be organized creatives. It exists. The two kind of don't go together.
Hey, I
So
does my creativity doesn't look organized, but I know where everything is.
I'm sure you do. Okay. Oh, and are you nervous about keeping in touch, and afraid to make a pest of yourself?
Oh yeah.
All right. So look, here's a true confession. I used to be a disorganized creative too, Donna. Here I am in my disorganized, I don't think I was too disorganized. In my youth, I worked in radio at WQSR in Sarasota. You see how long ago that was by looking at Jimmy Buffett in the corner here, the late great Jimmy Buffett. And there I am. This is all during the Mary Tyler Moore era. You see, we all had those scarves. That was the fashion. The men look exactly like guys look today, don't they, Donna? The
Pretty
trends have not
similar, yeah.
pretty similar. So this is a rock station in Florida that I worked at for 4 years. It was great. So much fun to work there. And then, my radio career took me up to New York City. Here I am on the Howard with Howard. This was we were out at some kind of event he was doing, and Robin and Fred. I did that show for a couple of years. I had a lot of fun, but you know what? Radio doesn't pay. Who's been in radio here? Anybody ever be on the air? It's so much fun, but it pays like nothing unless you're huge like Howard. So it's a kid's business. And I was like, I had enough of this. I'm just going to quit radio and start my own voiceover business. So I thought, I was on the Stern Show. I was kind of famous. People knew who I was. And I'm just going to get into voiceover and the world's going to beat a path to my door. I'm nice. I have a good voice. But here's what happened. Nothing. Nothing. I quickly became very, very broke. I'm living in New York City, which is so expensive. And no, I didn't even have my day job, as low paying as it was in radio anymore. And I had to then take all these day jobs, like I was a waitress. I was a telemarketer for selling deodorant crystals to funeral homes. Can you imagine? And then I had a job as for a singing telegram company called Renta Yenta, and it was New York City. And what they would do was dress us up in costume and send us out to deliver these singing telegrams. And it was August, the middle of August, 100 degrees in New York. And they said, okay, it's July and on 7th Avenue, they're working on the fall fashions. So we want you to deliver this invitation to a fall fashion show dressed like a Christmas elf in July. And I'm walking down, I literally had an elf costume on. And I'm walking down 7th Avenue dressed like an elf with bells on my shoes and, wool felt and a little elf hat. And I'm like, there has got to be a better way. And it was New York City, so nobody noticed even that I was muttering to myself and cursing under my breath, right? And I was like, this is the end. I can't do this anymore. And I just don't know what to do. And it was dawning on me, okay, I was on radio, I was sort of famous, I was on the number one show, but that means almost nothing in voiceover. It was a liability. They don't want radio people. They don't want anyone that sounds like an announcer. They want voice actors. So I thought, oh man, I got to start from scratch. I got to figure this thing out. And one day, quite by random, I got booked for a voiceover and I was reading with a guy, another guy. We finish the job. We go down to the street. I am fishing in my pocket for a subway token. He's getting into a beautiful Jaguar sedan. And I'm like, Bob, what are you doing that I'm not doing? You're obviously getting a lot more work than I am. You got to tell me your secrets. And he was very kind. He opened his laptop. He said, do you see all these names? When I'm not doing voiceover, these are my clients, right? These are my prospects. I'm marketing. And I was like, you're what? And I thought, wow, maybe I can't control auditioning a little better than everybody else because it's New York City and the best of the best are here. But I can go to the library and read about sales and marketing and learn how to get work. And that's what I did. And I thought about Jim Rohn, who's a wonderful motivational speaker. And he said, successful people invest in themselves and their education. And I said, that's me. I want to be successful. I had one credit card, you guys, that wasn't tapped out. And I said, I'm going to the top. See this guy on the left? He's the top. He's still around. It's Jay Abraham. He's a marketing consultant to superstars like Damon John of Shark Tank and Tony Robbins and billionaires. And so he was giving a seminar. It was $5,000. And my one credit card, that was the credit limit. And I maxed out the card and I went to this thing and I'm sitting in the room filled with entrepreneurs and business people. I was the only voice talent there. I am taking copious notes. I mean, this has to work. I had no way out. And so I went back to my little apartment and I took massive imperfect action. I did everything they said I should do. Then a miracle happened. I started getting voiceover jobs without auditioning. I had built a client list and I got one, then I got another, and then I got another. And before long, I had a method and I started getting customers that turned out to be really wonderful. Like I got AT&T over time, I got Citibank. I made so much money from those customers. And I then had a voiceover business building system, which I call Mike to Money. It worked for me. And I thought by then I also was starting coaching other people. And I thought, well, let me see if it works for my students. And you know what? It did. And they started getting work too. And here's a key voiceover success principle. That's a success principle in anything you sell or market. The worst number to have in any business is one, which means one way of getting leads, one way of getting jobs, which is what most people do. They invest in one of the pay to play services, which I'll talk about, I think, in a little while, which is, you subscribe and you get auditions. And that's all they do. They just audition all day and they don't even know if they're doing it right. And hundreds of other people are also auditioning, and that's all they try to do, and it doesn't work. And they don't understand why. Because there are four ways to get voiceover jobs, and actually a bonus fifth way, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But they are your friends and associates trying to get referrals. We teach a system for doing that. Auditioning, which does work, but you can't have that be the only thing you do. Freelance sites like Fiverr and Upwork, and a strategically chosen list of leads that you are marketing systemically to. So let me share, Donna, I have a few student case studies, and
Oh,
you can feel
yes, you
free
do.
to, we have many actually, but I picked some of the top ones of recent years and days. So Lisa Roberts is currently in our Business of Voiceover coaching program, and she's rather new to our world. She's been here a few years, but when I introduced her to the method that I developed for getting tapping into your network of friends and associates. And it starts with making what I call a wedding list and sending them what I call a warm letter, which I have a template that I share with people in our coaching programs. So she did that. You know what, Donna? She ended up with a job that paid her thousands of dollars. She's still working for those people.
Really.
And it's in her niche. Her niche is doing children's e-learning and kids audiobooks programs for kids. And so she got like a contract with like local schools to develop programs for small children that had trouble sleeping. That involved, she sings, so not just voiceovers, but singing as well, all from working the warm letter program that I teach. Now, the second way is auditioning. So we have another wonderful member named Terry Dean. I don't even know if she's here. She often comes to our programs. But Terry, highly successful. She's a chef instructor for Google by day, but she's doing voiceovers on the side, audiobooks specifically, and she's a private client and in our business and voiceover coaching program too. So she's a few years out from retirement, but she's building up her customer base in both audiobooks and in commercials and other areas. And she just got a wonderful agent, and she told me the other day she just booked her first radio spot from an audition that she did. In addition, she's done like 9
Mhm.
audiobooks
Yep.
so far.
Tons of audiobooks in such a short period of time, too.
Yeah. But auditioning, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And we certainly support you guys doing it. I mean, I became the voice of AT&T through an audition. So, had I not showed up, I would that would have been a big loss to my career. But, you always want to show up, you want to do them right, but that is a way to get business, but don't let that be the only way because there's a lot of competition and almost nobody, I don't care how long you've done this, books auditions on a regular basis. The third way is freelance sites. So we have a lot of students that have done very well on Upwork and Fiverr. So Fiverr, some of you might know, it's the world's biggest freelance site, not just for voice talent, but for freelancers for anything, for graphic arts and coding and secretarial services. I mean, you name it, it's on Fiverr.
And
And
customers around the world.
around the world. And the average customer on Fiverr spends about $550. No, $250. The average customer of all the millions of jobs that are done on that freelance site. But there are voice talent actually who do extremely well. We have a coach on our team, on Team Great Voice, Andy Cologne. So
Hmm.
he records in English, Spanish, and English with a Spanish accent. He's based in Mexico. He's American. And he has been on Fiverr maybe 15 years. He's now up to over $400,000 in voiceover on Fiverr. He's very strategic about it. We teach a whole program based on what Andy does. So it can be done.
And most of that amount was in the last 5 years when he started taking it seriously and kicked it into gear and started
Yeah.
learning what to
Yeah.
do on Fiverr the right way.
So Fiverr is, if you do it the right way and you build it up, it's a great place. Now, the other freelance site is Upwork. Now, Upwork is smaller. It doesn't get as much traffic, but the great thing about Upwork is that the customers on that site have a much higher lifetime value. It's over $5,000. There's a lot of corporate work and there is a lot of repeat business on Fiverr. So we have a student named Bob Loudermilk. Bob is a retired college dean.
Yep, he was an administrator. Yep.
Yep. And he retired
Mhm.
and he immediately went on Upwork and set a profile and started auditioning and started bidding. You bid for jobs on Upwork and he started getting work. He got like, I forget how many jobs, like over 100 jobs, didn't he, Donna?
He has actually worked almost every week for 2.5 years now. He's gotten
And
his
he has a
job
core group of customers that buy from him again and again and again. He's made multiple thousands of dollars on Upwork, the freelance
on
site.
one platform. Yep.
Yep. And we teach you guys how to do that as well. And then the fourth way is your strategically chosen list of leads. This is the stuff I learned from Jay Abraham way back in the day, how to really market like your services like an entrepreneur. and having leads and staying in touch with them and all of that good stuff, learning how to sell. So Susie Hackle is a former private client and a member of our community. She is a retired reading teacher. And when she got into voiceover, she went to our program, so we made her demo and everything. She's an expert on working LinkedIn. And she has networked herself into children's audiobooks, into e-learning, all on LinkedIn. And she's developing leads and doing extremely, extremely well. And then the fifth bonus way is something called Casting Call Club, you guys. This one is free. And Casting Call Club is filled with indie, they're called indie creators. These are people creating their own video games, audio dramas, fan dubs. Do you guys know what fan dubs is? That's like where people write like Star Trek episodes and dress up like the characters in it. It doesn't have to be Star Trek. It could be any TV show or movie actually. And they play the characters in the movie and they dub the characters and they produce these things. They're quite elaborate and quite popular. And they have podcasts as well. So Casting Call Club, it's free. It's a great place, I think, for beginners who are interested in character voices and video games and things like that. And these audio dramas is a really new thing right now. It's kind of like the old radio plays come to life. So anyone can go on Casting Call Club and get there and meet creators and maybe make a few bucks.